Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, I guess the very first Pixelsrealm podcast, the Pixel podcast, the Pixelcast. You know it. It is me. It's Pixelsrealm. Welcome. It's gonna be the first time since I've done a podcast, and we'll shortly go to our two guests over on the actual podcast. But before I do, let me just introduce you a little bit about what I want to do with the podcast and what is going to happen for today. So first of all, podcast is going to be mainly about three things: Twitch, gaming, and your questions to the people that I bring along, basically. So if you have any questions, you can go to our Discord. If you do !Discord, you will be able to join there. There's a chat in there that's called the Pixelcast. And if you go there, you can ask some questions. And at the end of the podcast, we will be addressing those questions. So, for today, we have two very special guests. I'll let them introduce themselves at the in a few minutes. But first, let me give you the reasoning why I decided to pick these people. So we have Boyd and we have Sam Midnan. And Justdrawcats, there you go. And they are two friends of mine. They're both Dutch, but they both took kind of a different route. Have been on Twitch kind of since the start. And I'll let them explain the rest themselves. So, let me see if I can unmute myself and unmute them as well. Alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jij bent Justdrawcats.
Well, hello? Is that...
Hello there.
Hello.
Am I hearing people?
Yes.
Is that for reals?
Is that for reals? There we go. It's the for realsies.
Real Erwin?
It's the real Erwin, Sam. It is the real Erwin.
Oh my god.
Hey
I can
guys.
see Discord. Oh.
Yeah, oh no, never mind. Oh, fixed.
Wow.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Anyway, as I said, we have Justdrawcats Boyd and we have Midnan Sam for the podcast today. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the
man.
podcast. Hey,
How are
hey.
you doing? I was fixing my webcam, but...
Fixing your green screen or what? No.
Oh, but the lighting is weird in here. I can turn on the light though. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, he's gone. That gives me the time to ask Boyd, who is eating a delicious pizza at the moment. The perfect time to ask a question. Hey, a man's gotta eat. That's what happens. But Boyd, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you and why are you here?
My name is Boyd. I think I've been streaming for probably like 7 to 8 years now on all kinds of different platforms.
Mhm.
Started as a YouTuber, now doing streaming, not full time, just doing it on the side. And I'm 23 years old. I'm from the Netherlands,
Hey.
and yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Another question?
Good stuff. Now, I don't know. Was there another question? There may have been. Oh, why are you here? But that's just, I don't know. That's just you were here because I invited you, I guess. I don't know, dude. You ask me, I ask you. Anyway, and we have Midnan,
Hello.
who is talking English for the first time in like 10 years.
7 years.
7 years.
First
Oh.
video I ever made was English.
Damn, bro. So that was a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Dutch. I'm Sam, and I'm 24 years old, boys.
Nice.
Hello.
God damn.
And Sam was Boyd. I think we started around the same time,
Mhm.
7 years ago. Been doing YouTube for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Twitch for 6 years, but 4 years consistently.
Mhm.
And still going strong. It's my full-time job.
Nice.
God damn.
Yeah, compared to you guys, I'm kind of a noob at this place. Like, I think I've been on Twitch for like 3 years streaming or something, on YouTube for like 4 years or whatever. So you got some
That's
years
good.
on me. You got some years on me.
You've been in the game for a long time. And
Yeah, I've been around, and then I've been not around, and I've been around, and I've always like stuck onto things like Twitch for like a leech, you know. It's what I do. I'm a leech.
You're not a leech.
Yeah.
Casual.
Gotta say it, man. It's the truth. Anyway, I'm gonna bring up the first topic for us to talk about today because, as I said, these are some Twitch veterans over here. They have survived the great wars of Justin TV, I believe.
Thanks.
And then
X-Fire, dude.
X Fire. Damn.
X-Fire,
Forgot we're
dude. Holy
we need to go deeper, dude.
My
Oh my
God.
god. Gotta go deeper. So yeah, we're like I thought maybe a good topic to start off is how Twitch has like changed over the years, and of course with that I also take Justin TV and Xfire. Let's do that as well if you have some experience from that.
Yeah, is it like Twitch or is it just like streaming as a platform?
Yeah,
Or
just
gaming streaming.
just I think streaming is kind of maybe then like a better topic to say instead of like Twitch, because like Twitch has had like things before it that have kind of been also streaming, but in a different way. But like, how was streaming when you started streaming? Because I know, for example, you like one of the first streams you did was like gigantic, like in number wise. Then
Holy moly.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was. I was doing 24-hour streams every year, beginning 2011, I think, and I just, 24 hours just Minecraft, for the first couple, I think 2 years at least. I've been doing only Minecraft on live streams only.
I think it was your celebration, right? It was like your yearly.
Yeah.
Year.
Yes,
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
We've been doing a lot of 24-hour streams back in the day, and it was really successful. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers and streamers came along.
Yeah.
But we didn't understand live streaming yet. How we do now. We just did it. That's basically it. We just went live, didn't think about anything else.
Just put up a webcam and go.
Well,
right?
I don't know if I
big
actually
setup.
agree with you though. Yeah, because you guys had like sick quality, man.
Yeah.
You guys had like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
rented this fucking place, and then you just had all the equipment and everything. It was I don't know. It
But
was
we did
put
have
the standard pretty high, you know.
True, but no schedule. We didn't do anything extremely exciting. I guess we just walked around with a camera, interviewing people, took some hot peppers, and did some crazy things in Minecraft, basically. And that's it. Nothing more.
Yeah, people loved it.
Compared to what I do now, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
So the quality wise, it was really good.
Yeah. So,
But then content wise, it
content-
was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Alright,
nowadays when you do like a 24-hour stream, all that you see is like, oh, we have a schedule, we'll do this then, and like at like 8 we have like a dress-up party, and then like 10 we have horror hour, and then we have it's like you have all these different things that happen at like these long live streams now. And I remember because I of course I watched that 24-hour stream. It was just like, wanna play Minecraft? Sure, nice. All right, let's do some other dumb stuff in Minecraft. Let's do some more dumb stuff in Minecraft or some other game, right? I mean, it was kind of about Minecraft back in the day.
dude, like if you even tried something else, you would just get run over by all the Minecraft people, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't play anything else.
No, it was not a thing.
Yeah, I kind of stepped in like at the dying end of Minecraft. I was like, hey, this is kind of a cool game. I played it, and I was like, I don't really feel like playing it anymore, and just everything went like in the trash can. But that's also because I just decided that, let's stream in Dutch, let's stream in English, let's stream in Dutch, let's stream in English, and then people didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. But you just try your things, and I just saw what some did, and I was like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. I'll try it as well. And then now we're here, not playing Minecraft.
Wait, you started True Sam?
Yeah, like way back in the day, I remember Sam asking me like, "Yo, dude, YouTube and stuff, like you can put videos, and it's gonna be great, dude. Like you should join us." I was like, "Dude, I'm focusing on my school. I don't have time for this stuff. You have fun with it." And like it went huge, right? He did it together with a friend of his, and it just became huge. And it wasn't because of the size, but because of like I saw the fun that he had in the videos and like all the cool things that he did. I was like, hey, I want to do that too, right? So he was kind of my inspiration.
Yeah, I was kind of gathering also people to make content for me. And when I saw you, Erwin, I can remember the first day I saw you back on YouTube, because we didn't speak each other a lot before that. Yeah. Not anymore, at least. Like back in the day we did, but it was like a big break, like I think 3-4 years. And when I found you again, I was like, I need to get you in. Yeah. You're one of my best friends, dude. I don't know what happened, man. I need to get
recruited, man.
Yeah, I was like, you join us
into the team. There we go. Yeah, dope, dude. Oh.
And it was very, very nice just to get another friend in, because I did this with 2 other friends, really close friends, and to get another one in is amazing.
Yeah. And how is it for you, Boyd? Like, because I don't know, when did you start like your first, let's say live stream, because I think you did YouTube before that, right? Well, or
Yeah, so I started out as a YouTuber, I don't know, I think like 8 years ago or something. And I think throughout that first year already, we picked up livestream.com.
Oh.
And the funny thing is that there was a cap of viewers, of 50 viewers.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, but you could only
Service
have
couldn't
50
handle it.
viewers. So like there was people in the chat at the time that couldn't even see the live stream, and then you had to verify your account or something to get 100, and then you need to pay. So you need to get a pro live stream account in order to get more viewers. And at the time, like the internet was pretty shitty, so like there wasn't a lot of like good streamers out there, and my internet was also not that great. And over time, like I got to know more people. I started doing Twitch. Like you see a lot more YouTubers at the time, like back in the day that got big, like that started doing went from YouTube to Twitch, build a community there. All the people that are kind of like were grouped up with the Monster Cat team back in the day, like having all that music. They were all like on Twitch, you know, like that was the place where you could get copyright free. You didn't get striked for listening to copyrighted music. That was the place, you know. Everybody was like, "Holy shit, that's amazing." So then livestream.com, you know, died a little out. Twitch became bigger. Then Owned came into play. So like Twitch was already getting bigger of a platform. Wasn't that big still. Justin TV was still alive. Owned TV came in, so it's Owned 3D, and they started to buy a lot of like streamers out. So like teams, they would sponsor teams, get teams on board, and there was basically 2 rivals in play. Right? So you had like Twitch, you had Owned. They were both fighting each other. And did you ever stream on Owned, Sam?
I never heard about it.
Oh, damn.
Actually, the first time, dude.
Oh my god! All right, so there was you had Twitch and you had Owned. And Phantom Lord, for example, he was like one of the biggest people on Owned at the time. He was always on the front page. He built this community there. At some point, Justin TV died out. Like that was Justin TV started Twitch as like a streaming site where, well, not a children streaming site, but like you have the mother company and the child sub company.
Like a branch of it. They branched off into the streaming.
Yeah, what are we talking about? Twitch or Justin TV? But 50 viewers was livestream.com.
Yeah.
And at the time, we even hit that mark. I cannot even, like, if I look at, like, viewer counts now and think about 50 viewers, I'm like, wow, that was actually, I guess, pretty high. But then if you put it into Twitch perspective, like, 75 viewers, you get partnered nowadays. So,
yeah.
Okay, going back to the story. So you have Owned, you have Twitch. More people would switch over to Twitch. Community was better, more interaction, more Twitch. You had the memes, you know, you had the kappas and everything. Owned didn't really have that.
Yeah.
So then Owned was there, chilling, doing his thing with a lot of like big teams. So like I think CLG was on over at Owned, and like you had a lot of Korean teams over at Owned TV, and that was getting a little somewhere. And then they just did a lot of fraudulent stuff. So they sponsored tournaments where they said, yeah, we're gonna just give you guys $10,000 prize money, and then they didn't pay out ever. So I think I got partnered over there. So I didn't even get partnered on Twitch. I got partnered at Owned, and all the revenue that I made there was never paid out. And then I switched it over to Twitch, and then they partnered me at Twitch. So like because I had an own Twitch, an own TV, partnered account. I went over to Twitch. I also had some relationships at the time with KOCV, and both of us just settled in and just made sure that we could get partnered. Yeah, that was pretty much my streaming world, and
which
that was like the start of it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
It's a pretty big achievement to get partner like back in the day. It's a really big achievement. Like it's underestimated how hard it is. Like it's nowadays it's so easy to get partner. Well, so easy. Just get a host from a big guy.
It hurts.
Like 3 times in a Well, it is compared to like 4 years ago.
No,
It's
definitely.
so easy.
Yeah, the numbers are so different, man.
Yeah.
And like even like every country now has like representatives in their own market. Back in the day, like Dutch didn't exist at all. Like you were just talk to the U.S. all the time, and it was super annoying. And like to get you guys partnered was probably like you just had to field YouTube in your partner application, and you just paste in your link, and you had to just convince them that you're the person. Like I've got my YouTube channel over here, man. I'm worth it. I'm worth to get partnered. And it was such a fight. The partner contracts are different, way different now too. Like crazy.
And with partner then came along the sub button.
True.
So you needed also to earn the sub button above that, which was even harder.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like you could be partnered. There was no verified badge. There was no subscription button for most people. Like most people didn't get a subscription button. You only get like this tiny box during an ad that said, the ad now like supports your favorite streamer. I'm like, okay, that's all you got. Nobody actually knew who was partnered and who wasn't. That was like all you got. And the quality buttons though.
The quality
buttons was pretty big.
Yeah, true.
That was pretty big.
Yeah, and if you compare it to like what we have now, right? And I've talked about the affiliate program, for example. That's something that's pretty new. I think it's like half a year old now or something. Maybe like
a year already.
Maybe a year. Actually, a year, because someone had like a 12-month sub on me. So it's a year old, and it's so easy to get that sub button now. To get a sub button, it's like you stream 500 minutes in a month, and then basically you have it, right? And if you compare it to like back in the day, like I don't know what the requirements were. Nobody knows what the requirements were, because you just had to be lucky, right, to get it. As in like this is my YouTube. Trust me, I got this. I'm worth it. I'll put effort in, and then you just pray to the gods that you actually get it.
They had requirements on the website though.
Oh, okay, they had requirements.
For like having subscription buttons wasn't in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was just like given out like every now and then, or I think you might have been able to request it through like partner support or whatever.
Okay.
But like, yeah, only the big people that you saw was like super impressive if they had it.
Yeah.
And now it's like...
I remember one requirement: you needed at least 500 viewers consistently.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
That's
and
crazy.
Like partnership was also like 400 or 600 at the time. It started out like super high, and then
and it kind of went
lower
down
and lower a little bit.
Yeah. Do you think that's because like more and more people started like the reason why they did that, right, is because more and more people started streaming, the website got bigger, and because of that you have like fewer the viewers like kind of spread out among more streamers, and therefore it's more difficult to get like that 500 mark, for example? Or
I think it's just, Twitch get bigger, and they need to get more money in.
Yeah, I think so too.
So they just partner people.
Yeah,
I think it makes a lot of sense too. I mean, the more they can advocate people to be motivated to start streaming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the lower the requirement is to get something fun out of streaming. Like if you had partnership, it was like a super high mark. Like back in the day, we were talking like 400 viewers, and then you had the top people just sitting there at 2,000 viewers. Like Sam with his fucking 24 hours stream. God damn it, like 1,000 viewers. God, that was way too much at the time.
It was, yeah.
Out of everyone's league. You just sit there and like there's no way in hell when you start streaming with no like background or anything, like you didn't have a YouTube channel, you didn't have anything. There's no way in hell like you're gonna stay motivated for that long. So they want to like have the general population just like have a low barrier, get in, be motivated. It's like, oh, get my first subscription, boom, fucking super motivated. Now I can just start
and
going.
Keep on going.
Is this a swear? Can we swear on this?
Yeah, it's fine. We can.
We just bleep it out.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have my moderators bleep it in chat. Don't worry.
I want to say one thing though.
Okay, don't swear.
Because YouTube actually did the same thing. I remember back in the day, getting partner was not as hard. Definitely not as hard as Twitch.
I remember
but
as well.
You would get partnered. You would fight your ass off for getting like 1,000 or something subscribers or whatever to get like a partnership, and then you even had networks and shit. But back in the day, I remember I was so pissed off. Like we fought for partnership, right? We worked our ass off for a year or something to get where you work today, and then all of a sudden they released thumbnails are now available for everyone. I remember that so well. And the amount of, I even remembered it, I think some or Vart even sent like an email to YouTube Netherlands, like, hey, let's talk about this, like this is not the way to go. And everybody thought exactly the same, like money making on YouTube and thumbnails and all those awesome features that partners have, and even channel like layout and whatever that was like all like special. They just made it available for everyone. Like if you had like a video of 10 minutes or whatever, everyone got it.
Yeah,
it's so sad because you worked a lot for that moment just to get it. And I had the same feeling with affiliate. When affiliates all get the button, the sub button. I also was so sad. I was like, come on, I worked my ass off to get that, and now people just would stream one time you get it. And I think it's good that affiliates get the button, but I was just really sad, and a lot of partners were sad because old school Twitchers know the grind you need to put in.
Yeah,
just to get a button.
True.
But not even partners were sad. I was sad because of affiliate, because I had been streaming for by the time for like 2.5 years or whatever. Trying different things, getting my audience together, slowly climbing towards that. Like, okay, yes, I'm going for partner. I think it was then like 100 viewers you need, and I was like, okay, I'm not nowhere near, but I'm growing, I'm getting there, slowly but surely. And then in the middle of your climb, someone just hands you like an elevator, and it's like, yeah, just go to the top, dude. There you go.
You're done.
You're done. And I'm like, okay, all right, I got it. Woo, right? Of course, you don't have this verified badge, but the purpose was kind of defeated at that moment for me. To like climb higher.
It's no reward at the end.
Yeah.
In the end, I mean, you get subscribers. I guess that's the reward, but it's no like I don't know.
It was like a conflicting thing because I was happy because I could finally like the people in chat could finally like support me if they wanted to, and like I could make my emotes. Like I think I even get quality buttons more often or whatever. Not sure how that works, but. That's the good side, of course. Like you have a lot of good things that come out of affiliate, but with the initial release, I was like, well, now it doesn't mean anything to have a sub button. Like it already started to mean less and less and less, right? According to your stories, and now it's just boom, everyone gets a sub. You get a sub button. You get a sub button. Everyone gets a sub button. Right? That's basically it.
I think it's good for Twitch. That's for sure. Like Twitch is the biggest benefit of this all, and obviously the people that can never partnership, they will definitely benefit because I mean, like, I think they have a fairer chance to grow too and to show Twitch that they're worth it. Because I mean, you don't have to get the viewer like amount anymore. It's just about like, hey, can you sustain yourself on Twitch, and then Twitch can like basically base off of that. I mean, there's still a requirement, but like. They got a little bit more of a base ground of like, oh, this guy, is bringing in 400 subs. You might not hit the 75 viewers, but maybe 60. Well, I mean, fair enough, just bring them in. We've had plenty of partners like me that just never hit 400 subscribers. So, I mean, like, we have those people as well. So why not just get that guy in? I mean,
that's called networking, right?
Yeah,
just to earn it. You need to know the right people. I've also seen a lot of partners on Twitch in the Netherlands that just got like 10 viewers average, and they got partnered because they know someone at Twitch, which is kind of unfair, but
it's the game, man.
It's the game. Yeah. Pay to win.
That kind of, by the way, transitions like into the next thing that I want to talk about. But it's still like Twitch through years. But like, do you think that the changes that have happened and have come over the years have overall been positive for you as streamers, for you as streamers specifically, and for streamers in general, right?
Yes.
On Twitch.
On Twitch. So the things that happened on Twitch like through the years, like up to this point, have they been beneficial for first of all for you specifically, and then for streamers as well?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. 110%.
100,000%.
Yeah, like Twitch, the amount of things that, the ways they show to partners that they are valued is insane. Like, Compared to YouTube? Oh man.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
They help a lot. Yeah, Twitch
crazy.
helps a lot. If you got questions, if you need someone, you also everybody that got partnered as a person to talk to, and just to give feedback or help them with contracts or something else. And
Yeah.
YouTube, it's just all the way around. It's completely a 180. They
They
don't
just
help.
run away when you come with a question. They're like, nope,
Yeah,
later.
you need a network. You need another company who helps you with doing that.
Yeah.
And Twitch is just there for you, for me at least. I don't know about you, Boyd, or other streamers that do not stream in Dutch, but I know Dutch, the Netherlands got great support.
Yeah.
I think that's their approach too. Like they value us as like business partners, more like. So they have an associate in a bunch of a bunch of countries, just literally scattered everywhere, just to make sure that our business partners, which is the streamer, is like happy. Just you have someone to talk to, someone to get back to, someone to talk about all this stuff. While with YouTube, it's completely different. For me, like, I don't really fit in any category. I don't really have an associate anymore because I started in with the American associates, and like I haven't really networked in the Netherlands, so don't really do Dutch streams. So I know the Dutch associate, and I know a bunch of people in Europe, but do I really talk to them? Not really. Not really much going on. So
Okay.
but I feel like they're definitely there, and I mean, like, the moment you hit partnership, you already know who the person is and where to reach out to. Back in the day, that wasn't really the case. Now I think the onboarding is a lot better for partners, and you get a lot more, like, a lot better where to go. Yeah.
Because like maybe that's also because like they got bigger, of course. And as I said, back in the day, certain streaming websites, I forgot the name of it already, had like a cap of 50 viewers, right? Because maybe just limitations of servers or with traffic right to the sites. And now you have streams that reach up to 1.3 million during a League of Legends final, right?
And the whole site crash.
And the whole site still crashes, but it's not 50 viewers, right? It grows and it becomes better and better. And I remember because I used to stream like when I started streaming, and then for like 1.5 years, I had to stream in, I think, like 2000 bitrate or something, because if I streamed at a higher bitrate and with like higher quality, I wouldn't have a quality button, and people would be like, the stream's buffering, my internet can't handle this, I'm gonna leave. So I would lose viewers because I streamed on higher quality. But now most of the times when I go live, I get quality buttons, and I hear a lot of people who have quality buttons, and that helps a lot for people with like bad internet. Not necessarily the stream itself, but the viewers that watch.
Definitely. I think that's the best update Twitch has made for every streamer. Just get a quality button. Because when you watch on your mobile phone, you don't want to waste all your data on one stream. You want to watch 360p, at least. I want to watch 360p and listen to what the streamer has to say and what he's doing.
Exactly.
When you were speedrunning, Erwin, I was watching on my phone 360p, and I just don't want to watch that full quality because I know what's going on and don't want to waste all my data on it. And if you don't bring that option, if I need to watch in full HD, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is kind of funny. Like, back in the day, like, I think Sam can relate totally. Like, back in the day, how many hours you've spent on just fine-tuning the bitrate with the preset and the resolution and the 30 FPS versus 40 FPS, 50 FPS, like, trying to figure out that sweet spot that the viewers wouldn't lag, or like where you could just fine-tune them just a little bit more. It showed dedication, so that's the other thing, but it's obviously super great. It's a better viewer experience, it's a better onboarding for anybody that wants to stream, that they can just hit that start button and Twitch kind of does the optimization for them pretty much. They have some guidelines and everything. I mean, there wasn't even guidelines around that, you know? Like, you just hit that 3,000 mark, boom, Twitch just cuts you the fuck off. Get over 4,000, or you stream 1080p 60, you would just get killed. They would just like, nope,
Nope,
Not doing
that's
that.
it.
Hell
You're done.
no. No documentation on that either. So just like had to find it, had to do it once, and then immediately
Yeah.
get knocked off.
Yeah, that's something that I never really think about, but like when you start out streaming right now, you Google like, oh, streaming settings OBS for example, right? And you just got a list like this is the settings that you need. Oh, but how many bitrate then? Okay, well you go to the side and you like look at the bitrate and you do something like this and it's fine. And then like everything is written out for you because there's so much experience now in streaming. But back in the day, you didn't have that experience, or there was experience, but very limited. And you just had to figure it out and see for yourself, right? I never really think about that, but like when I started streaming, I just asked someone like, "Yo, screenshot of your OBS, thanks," and then it just works.
Which most of the time didn't. Well, most of the time didn't work because you got another PC. Mine was stronger. You know, you couldn't handle my bit rate, so you needed to
I think your PC is
tweak
strong.
that. And it was there was a lot to come with settings, which was kind of fun, you know, to tinker with it and to just find the best setting just for you.
Yeah,
I think that it was funny. It was funny, but if I need to do it again,
nah.
Not at your full time. I mean, there's no way in hell that you want to spend time on that because you want to spend most of your time just like working toward better content. I mean, I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's just funny though. I think if you ask someone now that they're streaming, like, hey, what is this preset thing that is in OBS? Or like, they do like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You just copy paste the settings from over there. Like, there's even like probably the generators now that you can just fill in your specs and it just boops out the best preset.
You have like Streamlabs OBS.
Oh,
yeah.
I think everything is already set.
Yeah.
Just press on go live and
yeah,
that's it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have experience with Streamlabs OBS. Still have to figure out that I got OBS Studio. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it works. Like 2 months ago, I was still using old OBS, and it was like, I can't get this thing to work. Well, what's the problem? Okay, I need a chroma key this thing, but I can't chroma key it. What version are you using? OBS. Update, and then and then it works, right? But things get outdated, sort of, at least with OBS, because I also streamed with XSplit, I think, like way back when I started.
That was the only thing, man.
Yeah, was that like your only broadcasting software, or?
Oh, it wasn't the only one. You had like XSplit, FFmpeg or whatever, like some random ass like. There's no settings, there's no overlays you can do, there's no scenes, there's literally just this in and output, and it fiddle around with the settings. But then XSplit came out. That was literally the only thing that like had. And then you had like, shit, what was that other thing called? That big one. I think you guys used it in the studio probably. Oh man, I can't even remember what it's called.
I think it started with a D. I remember you used it, right? It's software or hardware.
No, well, I mean, I've used the hardware at KSTV, like the Blackmagic stuff, but they had like the IceCast or whatever. I don't know. There's something like that. Wirecast? Is it Wirecast? Wait,
Wirecast. Oh, Wirecast could be it. Yeah.
I remember Wirecast. Yeah.
Wirecast.
Those
were like the 3 programs. It was like Wirecast. No. We used it at KSTV, I think. But anyways, we had like on the website nowadays, if you go to streaming tools, there is a list of like broadcasting software. And back in the day, they had the same list existed too. So on Twitch, they advertised a bunch of like streamer programs. One was FFmpeg or whatever, which nobody understood how to use properly. And then you had XSplit, which made it super easy. And then there was Wirecast, which was way out of everyone's league. That was like $300. Nobody was ever going to pay $300 to get a gaming stream going. So people just paid for XSplit. That was like the way to go. You had 12 scenes. I don't even know why there's only 12. If you use OBS nowadays, you can get it anywhere. But they only had 12. The settings, they had like a ping tester and everything in there. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Everything is already in there.
Crazy stuff.
And yeah, it just worked. It just worked out of the box.
Yeah.
But you needed to pay monthly. I remember. You needed to pay monthly just to use XSplit. That was,
you could pay like for a year and you get discounts. So I think I did that for the first year. But it was indeed monthly or yearly. It's like, doesn't make sense.
And compared now, you just download OBS. Everything is with OBS right now.
I think XSplit is still paid, probably.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know how XSplit is doing though.
I don't know either. I think they're not doing too great.
I know they got
I
a
can
lot
imagine.
of they got a lot of sponsors though, but I don't think they're doing great now.
It is actually even. It's $8 a month, and you can get a lifetime license for $200.
Damn.
What the hell?
Wow.
That's a pretty good
Right.
deal, man. I mean, just saying.
Oh man.
Might consider it. Maybe to close off this topic, because we of course have some other things to talk about as well. What would be like the thing you would want from Twitch to like develop in this year? Like what? Like if Twitch releases this, what would make you like really happy? Or just not even like a content update or whatever, but just a change, right? Like what would you want to change or see added on Twitch? If there is anything, or are you just happy with the current state of Twitch?
You know, they ask me this all the time. Like seriously, all the time. They always want feedback from streamers, and I actually don't know. I think it's fine how it is now, but if they change something, I either like it or dislike it. But I actually don't know. If I think about it right now, you know, maybe one thing I've been thinking about this like a week ago. You got the what's it called stream delay, right?
Yeah.
You can set up like 5 minute stream delay on Twitch itself, but you need to go offline, if I'm correct, just to get that effect. What if you add a waiting screen to that? If you just get that 1 minute delay, you get a screen with saying be right back, or just wait 5 minutes, adding delay.
Up, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't get go offline. I've been watching Lyric like last week, and he's been doing Fortnite tournaments with a delay, and he went online and offline and was like, all right, it's buffering, I don't know what's going on. You know, maybe that's nice just to see his fun. Oh, he's transitioning right now.
Yeah.
You know, we need to wait 5 minutes for the delay.
Yeah.
And we good.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, because you mentioned tournaments, and for example, for tournaments, what you could do is, for example, for League of Legends games, right? You have like some delay already in there. You could manage your own delay, and then also once the games are done, for example, get like viewer feedback or audience feedback. For example, like this mostly for small people to do tournaments, for example. It could be really fun to like have the chat interaction, but you lose the chat interaction once you go into the game, because, well, you need to have the delay, because else people can see wards, for example, or certain positioning. And if you can customize that during the streams, that could be really cool.
I think it will be way more smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, Boyd? Anything you would like?
They removed, which is, I think they're definitely working on something right now, but they removed, back in the day, they removed messages. So they added whispering and everything, which is
your
okay,
inbox.
well, that's kind of cool. And then they removed the inbox, which, I mean, some streamers use. They just spam a bunch of people, like your subs. Well, hey, thank you for staying sub this month and everything. I think there's a little market there for like making sure to stay in touch with your community somehow. They tried that with obviously buying curse voice.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out that well because Discord was already there. RIP.
Yeah.
Oopsie. So I think that market might be saturated, or at least like you have to do it way better. And doing it as a side business doesn't really work, because Discord is full time to try and finish it. So you can't really half bake this anymore. But like any way to integrate that with the platform would probably not be so bad. And all that like outside of your streamer community kind of thing that you now manage on Discord, to try and figure out a way to like incorporate that a little more with your Twitch channel, not getting him off your channel anymore. So like your hub is now your channel, like
exactly.
If you're offline, like you said, like if you go down, it shouldn't be super disruptive. It should be just your community goes on, like you go offline, this is still your hub, the Twitch is not just your stream, it's your whole community, and it's your hub,
exactly.
You go there to just hang out with people, so if they could somehow get that experience, like you go offline, people stay, like you can host people and they're still in their hubs, they're still in their space that they call their community,
Yeah.
they can leave and go to another one. But like, if you go offline and you don't host someone, this is the place where we can show off. Like, maybe integrate with like games, show some highlights of some of the latest games that people play. Integrated with like your, I don't know,
That sounds
Overwatch and
interesting,
like
though.
this
Yeah.
and that.
Oh.
I think they would like what would I want to see, and they have made pretty good steps towards that, is like a more accessible place for like the videos, right? Like you have your streams once you go offline, or you have like clips, highlights. Of course, you have that like video tab, but it's kind of unorganized. You're kind of limited in what you can do in there. And if you want to actually have like Twitch and then highlight something on your Twitch, because most people highlight things on the YouTube, I think that would also be like something that they could improve on. Like have the video part kind of rival-ish with YouTube. I mean, rivaling with YouTube, that's another thing. But
I think Twitch is definitely gonna. Amazon, at least, is definitely gonna do that. Amazon's gonna fight YouTube. I bet.
With everything going on now on YouTube as well, that's a different different talk, of course. But
yeah, but a lot of creators on YouTube are not happy.
Yeah.
Hence, they why go to Twitch just to stream and earn a little bit extra money, which is not bad, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Good for the platform, but I think it would be great to get another video tab, or at least a revamped video tab, or maybe a whole new website just for Twitch videos or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm afraid of too. Like the don't become like another one where just drop everything in the website. Like what we're gonna have next.
Oh yeah.
Like Flash games as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Gonna be the new Hives.
That'll be fucking spooky. So I'm a little afraid that maybe just do another like daughter company sort of thing, like just branch off, do
Twitch
like
video. There you go.
Completely new branding or whatever, just as a daughter company of like just as Google is doing with everything, just dump it in, see if it works, then maybe rebrand using Twitch. I don't know. See if it works, see if we can settle it.
The reason people put it on YouTube a lot is just for the exposure. You get way more exposure on YouTube. If you stream on Twitch with like 100 viewers, if you switch to YouTube, you probably get like 250 or maybe 500. Way more.
Streaming.
Streaming, yes. There are way more people on YouTube. Way more.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. It's crazy.
And the reason for that, I think, is because like you have your sub box, and if you go live, people see it in their sub box, right? And most people on YouTube, they don't just sit on one channel and refresh that page to watch one video, but they refresh their sub box and see if there's something new coming up. And if you go live, then you are at the top of the sub box. It's like, hey, this person is live now. Yeah. So
it's like YouTube is pushing live so much,
and
like that shit gets above everything.
Yeah.
Like anytime you open your homepage and you're subscribed or you have recommended channels based on always live stream channels. So definitely a fight going on there, I feel like.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
An off-topic question though: do you guys use YouTube Gaming or YouTube Gaming Live? Is it called?
No.
You've ever been on that website?
What is that?
Okay. Well,
what have you been doing, YouTube?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh man. Yikes.
There's also something else I want to talk about, but that's for like I think maybe another podcast with some other people that I want to bring in for that. It's like Facebook Live, because Facebook is like grabbing people from Twitch or trying to pull them in, you know.
Blizzard too, dude.
Yeah.
Well, Blizzard did it.
Blizzard.
Yeah,
Blizzard.
What do you mean? What is Blizzard Entertainment doing now?
Well, you like 2 years ago. I don't think it's still here, but you could stream World of Warcraft directly through to Facebook, like directly. Just stream your Mythic and Taurus gameplay.
World of Warcraft on YouTube on
Facebook.
No option for Twitch, no YouTube, only Facebook.
Yeah.
You can still do that. Okay, you can still do that.
Yeah. That's that's an interesting topic to discuss.
I definitely want to show some World of Warcraft to my grandma. It sounds fantastic.
Maybe there's some mark for Candy Crush. Who knows?
Oh my God.
All right. I guess we're gonna move on to the second topic. Before I do that, I'm gonna do some quick plugs. For the people that are watching, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions that you want us to answer, this is not the place to ask them. If you type !Discord, maybe a mod can do that. You can join the Discord. There's a channel there where you can ask the questions, and at the end of the stream, we will be discussing those questions. On top of that, this stream is powered by Infinium, which is the stream team that I'm on. The group that I'm in, of which my stream team is part of. There should also be a command for that, so if a mod could do the Infinium command, would be great. Join the community, get together, and get to know your favorite streamers. These two people, Midnan and Justdrawcats, they also stream on Twitch, so if you want to check them out, twitch.tv/Justdrawcats and twitch.tv/Midnan. Yeah, there we go. So, second topic is the streaming language, and that's why I wanted like you two, because you are both Dutch, as we have come to realize. But Boy does it in English, and Sam does it in Dutch. And I think it is interesting to have like a little discussion and talk about like the pros, the cons, the things. Why do you decide to stream the language that you stream in? So just straight up gonna ask it, Boyd, why do you stream in English?
Here it comes.
I'm going in there, man.
Long story. Just because it's fun.
It's fun, yeah. Same.
No, there's actually a whole story behind it, but yeah, we'll see if we have time for that.
All right. So mainly because it's fun.
Mostly because it's fun, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is it good? Hell no. It's such a bad idea, but it's so fun.
Some. Why do you stream in Dutch then?
It's easier. It's easier for me. That's basically it. It's just way easier to speaking Dutch for me, even though my English is better. Yeah. Think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's easier for me. I just can chit chat all day.
Yeah.
Like all
like
fucking day.
You don't have to think about the words that you want to say. And if you want to make like a funny remark or a funny thing you want to say, you don't have to be like words. Instead, you can just throw it out there. And have like I guess have the experience be realer for the audience, right? The people that are watching. It isn't like something that is scripted or something that is faked, but just your honest reactions, because it's just the language.
But the nice thing is, I also can talk. If I want to talk English for 1 hour, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do it if you stream English. You cannot talk Dutch for an hour.
But can you talk just Dutch for an hour? No, that's
no.
the yeah.
Probably because I play a lot of video games, online video games, and I need to talk English to them.
It's just a single dude and you're done, right? It's just it's rough. But yeah, it's a really interesting topic because I've of course thought about myself a lot, because I went like Dutch English Dutch English Dutch English. I'm now on English, which I plan on doing until the day that I stop streaming. But I have made a lot of switches. Some of them were because of numbers, fewer numbers, or just the sheer amount of people that were watching, which is, in my opinion, a bad reason to switch to a language, because that just means you are trying to get like short-term.
Wait, how's that a bad thing to pick a language? It's a really good reason.
No, it's a good reason.
Such a good way to grow, man. What the
hell? I'm not saying that like picking I pick Dutch because it gives more viewers is on its own a bad reason. But if I have an audience that listens to me for like a year, and half of them are English, then me switching to Dutch is like, well, I'm gonna do it for more numbers, and the people that have supported me can't quite watch me. And to me, to me that's like, but I'm maybe a little bit too caring about every single person. Is like a slap in the face, like, oh, I supported you all this time, and now you just go on, do something else, even though it's probably something you don't enjoy more, right? For me, it's always about like enjoyment. If you, for example, switch to Dutch just because of the numbers, but you hate it, then it's a bad reason.
Of course,
I don't
of
think
course.
Dutch gives you the numbers though.
No, but
I don't,
like
I
let's
don't
say
know
it
because
does.
I never switched.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys noticed that. If you went Dutch, like you got more viewers.
Mhm.
But my question actually is for you both. Oh,
Sure.
I don't know. I don't actually, Boyd. How many times you switched? Like from English to Dutch, Dutch to English? One time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what makes you the second switch then? It's not for you, Boyd. It's for
Mhm.
everyone. Why do
Okay.
you go from Dutch to English and then back to Dutch again?
Okay, so way back, right? Like YouTube times, because that's where I started. I started in English, and I started doing things like talks in English, etc. Doing videos in English. Then you kind of like boosted my channel, and everybody pressured me into like, hey, Dutch, 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 Dutch. And I'm like, okay, I'll Dutch. Then I started doing Dutch content. It picked up a little bit better, and I could collab with you. But I didn't enjoy it as much because I don't know. I liked to talk English more, so I started doing English content again, just because I thought, okay, I enjoy this more, and I stick to that for YouTube. But on Twitch, I also started out doing. I started out doing Dutch actually, because like that was like after the transition of YouTube. Started in Dutch, then I made the switch to English to like for the same reason as on YouTube, right? Like it's more fun. But on Twitch, I noticed like a way bigger drop and way more impact. Because I had, for example, like 35 viewers, 30 viewers when I was streaming in Dutch. I switched to English and it's 5. Right, it's stable.
Yeah.
It's just and chat is dead. No one is talking. No one new comes in, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously the wrong choice. I'll switch back to Dutch, and I switch back to Dutch, and I switch back to English, and I switch back to Dutch, and I just didn't know what to do.
So it was impulsive.
So it was impulsive, and it was mainly because like I would switch to Dutch because of numbers, and I would switch to English because I enjoyed it more. And then once I started to enjoy it more, I was like, oh man, but the numbers. And then when the numbers, then I started to enjoy it less. And I was like, I need enjoyment, so I started to switch to English. It's like an impulsive thing.
So the numbers are...
Yeah, so I was so fixated on numbers that I just kept on switching. Which
I think that's really bad, just to think about only the numbers, because I never really experienced that, but also in a way, because sometimes I get like 300 live viewers and sometimes I just get 50.
Yeah.
Depends what I do. Because I also never switch, so I don't know how it is.
Well, you've never had a moment where one stream you were really good, and then the next stream you were like, "What the fuck?" Feeling so sad about that.
Every fucking stream.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. I don't got my viewer account open when I stream. Well, only if I think nobody's online, my chat is pretty active, I'm just gonna take a peek, but it's always bad. I'm never happy with what I got. So I never watch it. I never look to my viewer account because I think it's bad. I think your motivation goes down like a lot if you just look at it. But the people who come wanna just chill. They want to chill with you, and they don't really give a shit how many people are watching. They just want to be with you. And that's what I've been doing the last 2 years. I'm just doing whatever I want on Twitch. I've been doing whatever game I want, and luckily for me, I always got people watching and supporting me. Not everyone is that lucky, but I always
think that's where the difference is.
Yeah, but I always watch afterwards my viewer count, how many I got, what my lowest point was, and there are a lot of different times when I got like 50 viewers or 200 viewers, but it's the same day, and I've been doing the same game, and I don't know why. I just don't know why.
What actually is the funny thing about like when my mentality started to change is actually because something that Boyd said. I don't even know if I remembers it. It's like when you stream, just imagine you're streaming for 1,000 people. That like always sticks to me. Like whenever you are live,
it's true.
Just don't care about like the amount of people that are actually watching. You're streaming for 1,000 people, and they want to see the best damn show that you're ever gonna give them.
It's great advice.
And you know.
It's hard as fuck.
It's hard as fuck, but
it's really hard.
But
like,
but at
your
least
chat is dead,
yeah.
Like, whew.
But at least you don't have that like no one's watching. Oh, it's the viewer count is 3. Oh man, nobody enjoys this. But I do, and that's something that I learned from some. Is I do like watch my viewer count afterwards, because if I play a game, actually we're kind of a topic, but it doesn't matter. Like if I play a game that doesn't really pick up on viewers, I do it for like three different streams, and every time I do it, it's like a steady drop. Nobody's really interested. I notice that the chat activity dies out. It's more of a sign. Okay, this might not be suitable for a streaming game, right? And then I make the choice to stream something else that I also enjoy.
Do you make that choice though? Is it
yes.
like because you don't enjoy it as much?
No.
Or is it just like, okay, I'm going for this push, and it's like it's not really working out for streaming. I guess I just drop it. Or is it just like,
Well, okay, so that's actually like something for like the topic after this, which is about like a little bit of gaming talk, and there's also like suitable games for streaming.
We'll put it on pause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we'll put it on pause. I'll shortly say it's more of I wonder if this works. Let's see if it works. Does it work? Okay. The people that watch enjoy it. I'll stick to it. The people that don't enjoy it, I'll go back to something that I also enjoy and see if they like it. And just a search for something to enjoy. But the topic, streaming language. Yeah. So you have English and you have Dutch. And
way more languages.
Yeah,
by the way, yeah.
Nah, that's there. I'm pretty sure it's only 2, man. It's only 2. But let's call it. You have your home language, right? Your motherly tongue, your native language, and you have English, which might be your native language, but could also be non-native and therefore a little bit more difficult to express yourself and get by. And like something that I would want to ask Boyd, like, do you ever notice difficulties with streaming in English? And I don't mean like viewer wise,
all
but
the time.
I think it's stressful. Yeah.
No, 100%.
Okay.
Like all the time. It's the worst decision you can ever do. Like if you have a community like I had, it's the dumbest idea to just switch a completely different language. Like it's the dumbest shit ever. Like the people you trust your community. It's the biggest mistake I've ever made, but I'm still enjoying it, and I never had the intention to like go full time or anything, anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, sure, it's a mistake and can get away with, but it's the biggest mistake ever. If you have a community built up, it's so dumb.
Yeah.
To try and have an ego and say like, they're gonna stay.
Yeah.
They're gonna stay. It's like. Yeah. You talk to them and they say they're gonna stay, they're hella no gonna stay.
Yeah. Like maybe a month later they're gone.
Exactly. Yeah. They're gonna support you for maybe a month or 2 or like half a year or maybe even a year if they're like really good fans. But they will just drop. They will just they liked you for what you did. And if you do a different language, most of the times it's just different. It's either a different like way of talking, it's a different way of your jokes. Like if you're doing your native language, you also have this little bit of a culture thing, like you have the jokes that are only suitable for the Dutch audience.
Yeah.
Like you can make the funny stuff that's happening in the Netherlands or like all that shit. That doesn't work if you're doing international streaming or anything. So like it just comes way, way easier if you just stick to your native language, do whatever is in the Netherlands, keep to the locals, talk shit about all the Dutch streamers all the time. Always works, always does perfect.
Yeah.
And like it's dumb. Just don't do it. It's a really bad idea. If you're starting out from the start though, I've seen people do it and I've seen people succeed. I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
And definitely doing it if you really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's such a dumb idea to just throw all your shit away in a dumpster and start all the way over.
Yeah. But the scariest thing is it's so tempting just to do that. Everyone thinks about it who stream, every creator, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Everyone thought about it just to switch to English because way more people, way more audience, everything is way more. But what if it fails?
Yeah. Yeah,
Genuinely.
it's always like, oh, in the Netherlands maybe there are like 2,000 people on Twitch watching right now, and in English it's like a million or whatever. It's like, oh man, I could get a million viewers. I'm gonna go for a million viewers, but as Boyd said, you have your core audience, and they like kind of slip away. And well, there's some people that stick around, but you have to like build it up from the ground again. It just doesn't really work. And sometimes it does work, and sometimes you do notice like growth or
Definitely.
changes.
I think Fortnite streamer called Svenos. He started Dutch, and he went English, and he's really big now. Like he's a pro player in a team, and he's doing really well.
That's the thing.
I think it definitely works. I think you can pull it off. I'm just saying, like, it just hits you mentally 100% if that viewer count is gonna drop because you've thought differently. Like either you take it for my word and you're like, I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna dumpster my old community and then hope for the best. And then you're like, I am ready to take that. Sure. I didn't realize. I realized way too late. Also, there was some events in my life that also made me lose my community halfway already. But like that's a completely different story. But like, just be prepared that shit's gonna happen. Like there's people that are gonna tell you that they're gonna stay are not guaranteed to stay 100%.
Nah, and you can't force them.
Exactly. There's no way.
You don't want to.
Yeah, you would love to have them on board because you know them for so long already. Like I think I've almost have my first sub that is now 4 years. So I got my sub button during my English time. Because before I was already partnered, but like we talked about earlier, I didn't have.
Is that Martin? Just okay.
No.
Random guess.
Good guess. So you do it for 4 years, and like you're building up the community again. But like, let's say I stream already for 7 years. So that first 3 years where you actually see the growth and where you're actually working hard. Twitch is not as big yet. You're taking off. Dutch community was hella small. Like there was only a couple people that would hit that amount. So you would work your ass off. You see growth. You see English growth as well. I was streaming DayZ at the time. Super small community. Not a lot of big streamers. So like as a like let's say 250 streamer DayZ streamer, there was only one other person that was higher. If you streamed at the right time, like you had Lyric, you had Sacriel, and you had a bunch of other people that were in that list. And if you streamed at the right time, so for me, I was still in high school, so sometimes I came home early, like 2 p.m. America was already asleep. The UK streamers didn't start yet, so I had that like 2 hour, 3 hour mark where there's no one there. I was the second highest viewer. So that's the moment when you hit like higher, like you get some random English people streaming, getting in there. That's where it becomes really tempting. Like you see your chat constantly like asking, hey, what are you doing? And then you have to respond in English because that person is not Dutch. And you want to keep them, like it's fun. It's so exciting meeting people from all across the world. Yeah. That's like amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So you've got this little bit of taste, you got this little here, take this snack, and this is an American snack, and this, oh my god, from Singapore coming in, like,
some from Japanese.
Yes, like it's crazy. And then all of a sudden, you make that switch, and then it's not the same. It's not the same. You ask the Dutch people like, hey, I need your support. Definitely lasted for I think about like 4 or 5 months. Definitely hit from the get go already. Like a couple days later, you already see like big drops and also like chat activity. But you're gonna see drops, and you're gonna see your the people that stayed so long and supported you so long, you see them leave, and that's hitting hard. That's gonna hit you hard. So if I can give you an advice, be really, really careful. Think this through. Don't make this crazy.
But about people leaving, that's not always because of the language. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I don't know anyone who watches YouTube for the same person like 7 years long. So it's not always about language. It can be coincidence, same time.
Definitely.
Yeah, it is scary. And I also think if you especially start on Twitch, know what you want to do. If you're really good at a game like Fortnite, Hearthstone, Daisy, or whatever, just go English. Go English if you're really good at the game,
Yeah.
because that's the way you get the growth and
Yeah.
you just get big. If you do it in Dutch, when you're really good in Hearthstone, for example, like if Thijs NL went Dutch, nobody would know them. Like nobody. Well,
Yeah.
Probably because he's, world champion. Is he the world champion?
He was.
He
He
was
was.
a couple times already.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're good at the game, just go English.
Yeah, that's like another thing, right? You have different ways of making content as a streamer. I know a guy from my student team. He's like the number 2 Fortnite guy in Europe at the moment. He never streamed ever in his life. He was like, I'll start my stream. He changed his name or whatever. We made an alt. I don't know how it works in Fortnite, where he changed his name to like his Twitch channel, and he just there he went. Gigantic growth, and that's what happened. That's what sort of happens with pro players. You become really good at something. People don't necessarily want to watch you because you're entertaining, you are funny, etc. But you are really good, and they want to learn how to get better from you because you are obviously the pro. So I think for those kinds of streamers, it's easier to say, okay, I'll go to English. The people will come because I'm good at a game. Then again, if the game dies and you don't have a game anymore, well, you don't really have an audience anymore. But that's
also
another
timing.
Thing. Yeah,
and luck.
Yeah.
Like especially you need so much luck.
100%.
To get on the list, especially with Fortnite streamers. If you saw it, like you just need the right schedule. You need the right hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything needs to fall in place just to get like 1,000 viewers.
Yeah,
and you can build off that.
Yeah,
but it's luck. It's luck. Like also me, I got so lucky. We all got pretty much lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is any skill involved. Pretty much, you just need to be funny or just
you need to have something.
Good. Yeah, you need to have
one
something.
of the 3 elements.
Yeah, one of these 3, by the way. One of these 3 streamer elements you need. It's one of
them and get big.
It's one of them. You just merge and then you get it. It'll be fine. Something maybe to kind of close off this topic is if you were to like name like one pro and one con of like streaming in that language, right? So for you, some's like Dutch. For you boys, like English. Like what would be like your biggest like positive thing about choosing that language, and what would be like your biggest negative thing, which maybe why you would switch? And Boyd, you kind of already like talked about that, but feel free to elaborate if you want.
So I'm starting.
I don't know. Some or Boyd.
I think streaming in Dutch is awesome, and I think it's so much fun because you're gonna learn people, you're gonna know people that lives nearby. They just live nearby, and you can hang out with them, and you can meet them, and you can just chill, and you can I think that's the best part about streaming Dutch. You don't get a lot of viewers, which is debatable, I guess, also. But compared to English, you don't get a lot of viewers, you don't get a lot of interaction, but still enough just to do it full time for me at least. But it is that's the downside. Of streaming Dutch, the viewers.
So
it's not getting like 1K consistently.
Yeah. So
and on the sorry?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
On the English side, I think what Boyd said, you're gonna learn people all around the world. You're gonna see a lot of different cultures. I think that's so awesome just to learn, about other people, their culture, how they are, what they have been doing. Also, what really nice is about streaming English, you don't really have to care about the time you're gonna stream. You can stream whenever. which I think is
True.
pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because I always need to stream on same times, and I think when you stream English, you just can do 24-hour streams and get a whole bunch of people.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Nice.
It's still really dependent on like having a smart schedule though.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you
can
reach a lot more people because your potential reach is way higher.
You can stream like 2 a.m.
Get
If
the
I do that in
Americans.
Dutch,
Yeah.
it does not work. Everyone's
No,
asleep.
definitely. Yeah.
And
That's
I
very
think
true.
downside of English is just the language for me. That's it. Like the language. I think if
Accessibility.
You speak English, if you speak English, that's the way to go. That you don't got a downside. Pretty much. It's pretty hard. Oh, well, I think it's pretty hard to get noticed when you're streaming in English. Because there are a lot of people competing with you. A lot of them.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that's also a downside if you just want to stream, just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
All right. So kind of summarize for Dutch, it's like your pro is like, you have your local, sort of like a local community of local people. You actually see them face to face, and like you can hang out with other streamers like at their place if you were to want to. With the downside being you have like a soft cap that you reach much faster than in English, which may also be like giving you like less motivation, right? You at some point you see like just a straight line, which is you have these viewers and you'll have these viewers for the upcoming years because there just aren't more people to watch it. And then for the English side, your pro being all the amazing people you can meet, the differences in cultures, as you said. Accessibility for streaming times, not necessarily accessibility by talking, but streaming times. Being probably also able to collab with more people, right? Like you can collab with someone from Southeast Asia in the morning, and you can collab with someone from America middle of the night. With a con being, well, you don't talk, you don't master the language, and you don't know the local little things that you know in Dutch, which means certain jokes don't work or certain things are more difficult to pull off. Do you kind of see it the same way, Boyd?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's like it can be those little things can just push you just as far as like being like funny enough to like stand out, Those little stupid things that you can say like when you're Dutch, just like randomly throughout, it might make or break the stream, So I think it's really difficult. I think what the pro for me personally is the fact that like you said, you meet people from all across the world. You can help people from all across the world. You can talk to people, do stuff with them, and I can definitely feel like from a streamer to streamer too, like you get to know a lot more people. If you visit a country now, there's legit a ton of people to just hang out with, like that's super fun. That's amazing. The downside is like you said, there's also the fact that you don't meet a lot of locals. You do get to know a bunch of locals. That's more like streamer to streamer and communities mixing and all that stuff. But in general, like people are so spread out that it's also, if your community isn't that big, it's not easy to just like, hey, let's do a meetup or something, like, like you get people from so fucking scattered across Europe. Like they all have to somehow fly over or something like that. What at the time, it's probably changed by crazy amount though, but at the time I was doing Dutch, the people that were Dutch were younger audience than what I have now. So I'm not sure if that's just because Twitch has matured too, because there's a lot more people on Twitch now than there was back in the day, and most of the people back in the day came from YouTube, and I had a Minecraft background, so obviously there's a super big coincidence and a green line there. So that doesn't mean that it's definitely not saying that is still the case. I'm just saying that at the time that was also a big difference, where the things that over the years as a person you grow, and then at the time you hit those barrier, like where people are just like you can see the kid behavior in your chat, and it's like, oh, here we go again. It's like, why don't you just learn? You know, like, come on.
And will you learn?
Explain the shit.
I think that's everywhere.
Exactly, I
Doesn't
think
matter
so
if
too.
you, like, I got a lot of old viewers who hang with me for like 6 years now, and
Yeah,
you know they don't stay 12 for 6 years.
exactly.
Yeah.
They age with you, and they wanna just hang out.
And I think that's amazing. So I think like that's just like, obviously I haven't done Dutch in a super long time, so I can't really tell if that's still the thing. But that was definitely one of the reasons why I was like, all the people that I hung out with at the time, the English people, were all like my age or like older, and then the community that stick with me throughout those years were also just aging with you, so to speak. So that was one of the things. Well, yeah, I don't really know. Just doing my thing. You know, the potential is high, and the reason that I switched at the time was indeed because of that. Because I felt like all the big English streamers were missing chat interactivity, personality, like not personality like entertainment personality, but more like a person, a human to talk to. You know, like you go into a chat. I didn't realize it was that hard to manage a chat back in the day. Like if you have 1,000 like spammers in your chat, I didn't realize that was the reason that they couldn't talk to their chat. But at the time I was like, holy shit, I'm just gonna be there. I'm gonna be that guy. You know, I was like diamond in league. I was like, oh shit, you know, like just push it a little further. Get the challenger, boom. You know, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be one of those top guys. It's not gonna work out.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
It's not that easy.
Yeah. Well, actually, like there was for me also another reason why I liked English so much compared to Dutch. Is because like when I'm like off stream, right? I'm kind of the same as I am. Obviously, it's not like I put up an act, but I'm really laid back, as in super chill, as in my own spare time and at like studies, maybe even work, right? I'm just super laid back. And I thought to myself, okay, well, being super laid back, I would basically be like a Dutch barbarian, right? Just, you know, you play the game and it's just you chill. And I didn't really want to be that kind of streamer. And when I tried English, and when I did English back in the day, I just felt way more like, oh, I am preparing myself to like make content, right? In that, like back in the day, it was YouTube, but for Twitch as well. So you get in like a mindset of I'm gonna give it my all, I'm gonna make content, and it was way more difficult for me to do it in Dutch, just because after an hour of just playing a game, because you know I game a lot and gaming is basically my chill moment, I would just get more chill until I just kind of stopped talking, and only when someone says something in chat, it's like, hey, sup, dude, and yeah, that's it, right? So talking in English helped me to stay focused on the stream, to remind myself, okay, I'm currently streaming, let's give it my all, right? That was also like that was kind of like an additional reason, right? So
that's nice.
You do it still or not?
Sorry?
You're way more active now, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had the same issue when I was doing YouTube. And basically you need to talk to yourself, which is really hard. You need to ask questions to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you got issues with that, also for people listening here, if you got issues, if you're streaming like for 2 viewers and you don't know what to do.
If you've got issues, chat. If you've got issues,
call Midnan.
Just close the chat. No. If you got that, the only thing you need to do is just close stream and just ask yourself a couple of questions and just talk to yourself for about half an hour, and just do that for a month. Just try it, and maybe it works. It worked for me, even though I got an active chat. I just didn't know. I was at some moments I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna just talk about things who nobody cares, but I am talking and I'm being active.
Exactly. Like as a streamer, you should feel awkward not talking.
Yeah.
You want to be there. You want to get to that point, like where you feel like, shit, I should actually be talking about something.
If you're doing nothing, at least.
You just pull out the anime card in the chat. You're like, "What's your favorite anime?" Chat blows up. That's all back in business.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is true though. It is
It's
true.
true. It is. It really is.
You can ask that like 3 times a week because new people joins the stream, and you know you can do that. I don't do that a lot, if you notice that. But
Yeah, something that like makes me like that keeps it easier for me to keep talking, right? Because sometimes it's like, I've ran out of things to say. Even when someone just joins the chat and says, "Hey," instead of saying, "How's it going?" right? And it's like, doing good. All right, nice. End of talk. just be that extra bit personal. Like, yo, what do you do today? And it's always just something like, I don't know, just chilling a bit at school or something. Like, oh, cool, man. You learn anything cool, new, or just keep throwing
Natural talent right here.
like the questions at them, and like just get in that personal space. I mean, people might not like it, but I'm doing it anyway.
But the best thing you can do is like remember what the person said.
Yeah.
So that the next time they come in, you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, how was this?"
Yeah, how's your holiday, dude? And
Remember, by the way.
it's
which can be hard though.
it's like someone.
You don't want to confuse 2 other
100%.
people, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
then they don't
it's like
know. Oh, that's the worst.
someone joins your stream and you like pull up the script. It's like, holiday. How was your holiday, dude? Like, yes, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like you
Then they've
update
done
it.
that, like legit. I was like, "Yeah, you were that person, right? Like that did this and this." I was like, "No, what the fuck?" Like, oh shit.
Go online, guys.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Stream's done. Woo! We're done. Yeah, no, I feel ya. Anyway, I think that kind of like closes off the topic for like streaming language, right? Like we kind of talked about it, got some insight about like, pros, cons, why you do it, why you shouldn't do it, why you should not change your streaming language once you're already streaming, or at least, well, take it into consideration, right?
I'm really curious though about
Yeah.
how streaming is in other languages like Germany or
Yeah.
China.
I
I don't know if
yeah.
you can
I think you can just
The market is so big.
like
yeah.
Italy or something. You know, like I'm kind of
It depends. There are certain languages. I think, for example, German and, for example, Korean. There's like a giant market for that language, right?
Yeah.
Like the Netherlands, of course, is a super tiny country compared to some other countries out there. And of course,
Well-
English is not the only one.
I think it's not even like how big the country is. It's just like
No, the amount of people.
like the fact that the Dutch television already, like they're literally trying now on TV.
yeah.
The Dutch dubbing, it's so dumb. I don't know why the fuck they're doing this, but like it already shows like how little we care about like the Dutch language.
Yeah.
And how little we want to listen to that. So like the fact that just the Netherlands in general is just okay with like English subtitles and watching English and like listening to English. So you can I think it's just a different shift in mind. Like in Germany,
Yeah, fair.
everything is dubbed. Like every English movie is just dubbed. It's like, like subtitles is like only for the youth probably now. There's like, okay, subtitles cool, English is awesome.
Yeah.
Twitch, watching Twitch, English streamers as well. It's cool, but I think most of the TV programs like English from other countries are just dubbed. So like it's super normal to them to just listen to German only, or like, and the same goes for like Japan and Korea and all that stuff. It's like they all have their own shit, they've all got their own content. They live in their own world. While the Netherlands is a little different there. It's a little mixed, a little split.
Well, that's why I'm interested, because how much difference is there? How much difference is Germany compared to Netherlands?
Huge difference.
Well,
I don't know
what, like definitely viewers, like how many people are watching, but
I've
do they got an Enzo Knol over there?
Oh, in that way, yeah, probably
they got
right.
a lekker speler there?
Probably right. But I have a lot of friends from Switzerland, like a whole group of like 20 people. So I go to there like once a year, and like I'm the only Dutch person. There, like 20 people from Switzerland, and the funny thing is, like when I talk with them, it starts off English, and then it becomes English German, and then in 5 minutes everybody's talking German again, or Switzerland. It's I can sort of follow it, but they are first very conscious of like oh, you don't speak the language. Oh, dude, yeah, you want something to drink? Yeah, that's cool. Wie geht das dir? But and then it just happens, right? It just sneaks it in there.
Halfway through the sentence.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to have a drinken?
Exactly. And
I think it's pretty normal though in every.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If you put a big group together.
Yeah, but
It's always
like
gonna
if and my sister also noticed that in when she went to Australia, like if you have a lot of people together, and you start talking English, but then you have two German people together, and it just switches to German between those two, and it's nothing against German people, but it's just they like to speak their own language. We consider doing English, for example, because, well, I, for example, don't necessarily like to express myself in Dutch, and I like to express myself in English. But they love their language, maybe. Right?
But it is true. It's curious, actually, what the community is doing over there.
Yeah.
Saying, like, how... Are they, like... Do they have, like, an actual community, or is it just, like... Fight hard, like just battle. Nobody even knows each other. Like, this guy's like getting on my viewers. God damn it! Like,
maybe you even have like separation, right? Like North Germany and South Germany.
Yeah, maybe they have clans or something. Countries divided into two sides.
Yeah,
you get the west side
through
the
digital side. Well, we already see that. Like that's of course English, but we already see that in America, right? I already have like SoCal community, North Cal community, even like that's just California, for example. Like you have, they have a pretty fierce separate community. Like not of course everyone, but
I'm not too sure about that.
There's some
things. More like time zones too. I mean, like you got the West Coast to the East Coast.
Of course, okay.
Different time zones.
Okay, but that's West Coast, East Coast. But that's then with Smash related, like Super Smash Brothers. If you compare someone from North Cal to South Cal, and you say to someone to North Cal, yo, you're from SoCal, you get flipped off. It's like you're dead to them. And if maybe that's the same case with streamers. Who knows? Anyway, I think that like concludes the Twitch talk. So for the people that are watching this on YouTube, because it's gonna go on YouTube, that have come to the end of this video, there's also gonna be another video where we talk mainly about gaming related stuff and also about some Twitch with gaming related stuff. If you want to watch that, then check out the next video. And yeah, I think that concludes it. So have a good evening and bye bye.